It is everywhere we go, in everything we see, shaping our lives without permission. Information and communication technology is driving our world today. On this episode of Destination Lagos, we explore how Africa's fifth largest economy is preparing for the economy of the future. I'm Onyi Sunday, and this is Destination Lagos. Lagos State, home to a large population of Nigerians, is one of the fastest growing cities on the African continent. It is also Nigeria's economic powerhouse. It accounts for 20 to 25% of Nigeria's GDP. The state's domestic production is fueled by its diversified economy. According to Fitch, services, construction, transport and industry make up 80% of the local economy. It's also been projected that local GDP growth will outperform national real GDP growth at 4.5 to 5.5% in 2016 and 2017. The state government believes this can only be achieved in an environment secure enough to attract investments. Achieving security through the use of ICT is top on the list.
We have the Lagos Smart City project. Now, the Smart City project has a component that speaks to security in the state, because the security of lives and property is paramount to this administration. And we also believe that in a safe environment, this can propel economic activities in the state. We're talking of Lagos as being a mega city. You know, mega cities are 24-hour economies, and we want to drive that through the application of technology to enhance security in the state. So the Lagos Smart City project component that speaks to security is the deployment of CCTV cameras across the state. In total, we're looking at 13,000 CCTV cameras.
The state's command and control center was set up for this purpose. With all closed-circuit cameras on the streets of Lagos connected to this control room, the state is able to keep a watchful eye on its streets.
Where we're standing right now is a unit of the command and control center. So this is the face of the emergency management services. All calls through the short code 11277 terminate in here. As you can see, the agents pick calls, either fire, robbery, accident, riot, just name it. When you dial 77 across all networks, it gets in here. Our agents here pick the call, fill in our software, Microsoft CRM Dynamics, and when they close it, it is also connected to all other respondent agencies. So when they select the right agency, it goes directly to them. They can dispatch response to the scene of emergency.
The Command and Control Center receives over 2 million calls every month. With the presence of supporting infrastructure, responders ensure all emergency calls are attended to.
With a safe city like Lagos, based on all what the state government is putting into it, foreign investors will be more encouraged to come. Because they don't now, before we used to be in an era where they're coming, they have to have a security budget and ensure that their staff live in a particular area. If you need to move from one aspect or one part of Lagos to the other, you need to take clearance. Now, I've had all those situations, but that is not the Lagos of our dreams. The Lagos of our dreams means you can move freely any time of the day within the metropolis without any fear or hindrance.
The state's Smart City project goes beyond providing security. In partnership with the private sector, Lagos is increasing digital penetration through a metro fiber network. After identifying a growing cluster of ICT hubs located in a suburban area known as Yaba, the state government provided a right-of-way for network service provider Main One to lay fiber optic cables to serve the hubs in this area. CC Hub is one of the early innovation centers in Yaba. It was established 6 years ago and grew in popularity after Facebook CEO and co-founder Mark Zuckerberg visited the center in Lagos in 2016.
In the last 5-6 years, we've seen a bigger emphasis on the startup environment, startup culture, where individuals can, in their rooms, in their dormitories, in their houses, in spaces like ours, create entities that are looking to solve problems. So 6 years ago, it was mainly this copycat culture. Everybody wanted to do another Facebook, another, all those kinds of companies that existed in the US. But with the advent of CC Hub coming into the space, we kind of give everybody a home and got everyone focused on solving local problems. And looking at our environment and seeing what are the challenges and how can technology play a role in solving those problems. And we've seen a deeper emphasis in the last 5 years on people wanting to address really interesting problems on the ground, but that also have potentials to scale across the continent.
Innovators have passed through CC Hub, attracting investments from outside the continent. Not to be left out, the Lagos State government is working to partake in that vision by mapping out areas in the state to set up innovation centers.
The governor has mandated that we should complete this within 18 months. We are working with Accenture. Accenture is going to be the program manager to help support us. So Accenture is going to come up with a framework that is, look at everything in totality. Like I've said, look at the education, making sure we are modifying the curriculum. We look at, we have identified a lot of facilities around the Yaba area to make sure that we can purposely build facilities for the entrepreneurs. We even have guaranteed offtake already for most of the facilities that we're going to build. We are partnering with banks around the Yaba area for them to build what we call e-banking, around that Yaba area for us to use as a showcase. ETF is working to set up innovation fund around Yaba. Ibile Holding is meeting with the owners of some of the additional land that we have identified in the Yaba area to make sure we can snap those up within the next 1 month. The developer has been identified. This is, like I said, is going to be privately financed initiative. So it's not that there's no funding constraint, and even some of the technical partners are already identified. But in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we will come out with a detailed program that will espouse all these areas that I've just mentioned.
We are talking to other global players in that area, like Sussex Innovation Center in Croydon and Queen Mary Innovation Center in London. We've had some interaction with them, and they're also willing to partner with the state government in delivering a world-class innovation center.
While no growing economy can make significant progress without ICT, no ICT sector can function without power. Lack of electricity is a major challenge facing Nigeria's economy. Its industrial hub is no exception, but not for long, according to the state's Commissioner for Energy.
My job is to power the state, and we have a plan to do that over the next 5 to 7 years, in which case we can begin to put Lagos on 24 hours power supply, area by area, and generating this power off-grid completely, where the Lagos State will guarantee the power. Now, that power extension will also get as far as the IT hub that we have somewhere around the Yaba in Lagos central area. We are going to power that place and make sure it's on 24 hours. And that can be the nucleus that would signpost the expansion of the IT penetration in Lagos.
While the State Ministry of Energy works towards generating 3,000 to 5,000 megawatts of electricity in a few years, Lagos State's Ministry of Education has kicked off the Code Lagos project. Now, ever wondered how your browser, your operating system, the apps on your phone, Facebook, websites, name it, how they all came to be? They're all made from codes. Coding is what makes it possible for us to create computer software, apps, and even websites. Poised to explore this world of opportunities, the Lagos State government will be setting up 350 coding centers across the state from April 2017 and 500 centers by the end of the year. This is part of the mandate to educate and create wealth and employment.
We're confident, and we all know that in the future, your ability to code, is going to be like a lingua franca in the future. So we're trying to prepare Lagosians for that future. So our objective through Code Lagos to teach over 1 million Lagosians how to code over the next 3 years. That's what we're trying to do.
In Microsoft, we also have one of our initiatives called Hour of Code. And in Lagos, the other side, Lagos State calls it Code Lagos. Okay? So what we do there is basically we teach people how to code, how to become programmers. It is funny that you realize that a lot of people are actually quite good at it, but because they've never been taken through the process of coding. And through that, we found quite a lot of youths in Lagos that I feel can ramp up their skills or learn new skills through that. And there are also other certifications that they can do through Hour of Code as well.
This public-private partnership is one of many collaborations undertaken by the state government to build a skilled workforce of tech entrepreneurs. Oracle and Microsoft are some of the tech giants the state is working with to achieve this.
We're going to be setting up coding centers in all our public schools and our private schools, both primary and secondary. And also that infrastructure will cater for people within our school system. If you're outside our school system and you want to learn how to code, we have coding centers in our public libraries, in our community spaces, and also in our tertiary institutions. We're also going to be contracting facilitators. So we're going to be posting roughly 2 facilitators per school, to those schools to train the students on basics about coding.
Okay. Ministry of Wealth Creation is also creating centers, about 5 centers in Lagos State, where they will be leveraging our ITA, our IT Academy. And what that will do is to enable unemployed youths that have interest in technology to go online and learn Microsoft certifications and also get certified. In other countries, these are very expensive certifications, and they are one that you can use anywhere in the world.
We have the Lagos Open Andela project, whereby 500 youths are being trained all over Lagos State on various software applications, and in addition, we'll probably be having a job fair. We're also in collaboration with Microsoft and Oracle. We're also currently engaged in talking with SAP, whereby there will be internship opportunities and training opportunities for our teaming youths.
To ensure no one is left out, the state plans to reach community schools without laboratories by using a mobile science academy.
It's going to be a fun way of exciting the students when it comes to STEM subjects. Now, this is a project that we're working with some foreign partners. We're drawing up how it's going to take shape. But I believe that before the end of this year, we probably would have finalized how it's actually going to be delivered.
Through these projects, Lagos State is not only developing a pool of technology entrepreneurs, it is preparing its teeming youth population for a future economy without borders, an economy that will dictate how we think, live, and do business. When Destination Lagos returns, we discover how Lagos State plans to work its way up the ease of doing business rankings using ICT. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching Destination Lagos. According to American lawyer Clarence Darrow, without land, man cannot live, and without land, man cannot labor. Unfortunately, access to land does not come easy. It is one of the factors impeding the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
Everywhere in the world, it's understood that land is capital. The ability to unlock that capital is very critical to ensuring economic development, and being able to reduce the time to process land titles, registrations, and all that, makes it easier for the capital in land to be unlocked. Today, like I said earlier, CFO applications sometimes take a while. I do know that it doesn't take forever, but there's been some complaints from certain quarters that it takes 2 years, 3 years.
To address the challenges around registration, acquisition and sale of land, the state government is automating the process of land administration by using the enterprise geoinformatics solution.
It gives us a very good idea of how big Lagos is, and then how each plot of land actually fits into the overall picture. So if you combine both programs, what you then have is a synergistic impact, which gives Lagos State the opportunity to know exactly how to apportion the land that it has, as well as how to then make it easy for citizens to apply for land.
With this initiative, you can pull up a parcel of land in Lagos. You know who owns it, what is it approved for, if there are existing liens against it. You understand? We are also partnering with about 4 insurance companies to sell what we call title insurance guarantee. So if there is any deficiency in the registration process, okay, you are covered. This will lead to the creation of the securitization market in Nigeria. Over 40% of the mortgages originating in Nigeria originate from Lagos State. What will now happen? Those 20% mortgages that is being underwritten by the banks, you can now collateralize them and securitize them.
The EGIS goes beyond showing the size and location of a piece of land. For investors interested in agriculture, an app has also been created to provide information on available land, the soil type, and what crops can grow on it. This enables investors make informed decisions about their investment. But there is more.
What typically happens today? Let's just, take a walk down memory lane. I walk out of the hospital, I go to the nearest pharmacy shop, and then I'm told it's not available. I move on to the next one, it's not available. I move on to the next one. Maybe the 4th or the 5th one, then I know that, okay, yes, I can get it, but I've already wasted time. But this app would sort of break through all that complexity and give citizens the ability, as you step out of the hospital, on your app, you search for that particular product, and then you see all the pharmacies around that have the product.
While this is aimed at growing e-commerce in the state, the use of ICT for land administration, health, and education also improves service delivery in the state's civil service and private sectors.
One of the biggest organizations as well, the public sector as well. And public sector from a record-keeping perspective, information. I mean, there are new technologies coming like blockchain, for example. The blockchain is actually a digital ledger. So it's a ledger of all ledgers, as they say, because so for example, if you use blockchain technology to record certificate of occupancy, there will never be any dispute as to who owns that title. It means I can check, and that information is actually across. And anytime you change the record, it changes across all the different servers or platforms that hosts it. So, and once government enables ease of doing business, then everything just trickles down.
Lagos State's Ministry of Wealth Creation, in collaboration with Microsoft and Service City, has created a Service City portal where artisans can register their businesses and contact details. This will create visibility for more businesses.
It enables Lagosians to be able to have one-stop shop. If you look in China, you have Alibaba, or around the world, where you can just go in there and whatever you need, you go into the portal and you get it. And you're also secure in the knowledge that the artisans that are coming to your homes also have, there's that security in there because you have somewhere you can go back to check them on rather than just go on the streets. And then we also know that for the government as well, there's a way for them to get their tax on time in the best way possible, and nobody gets cheated. So when you look at it, it's an ecosystem of different things, public, private, partnership.
It's also a cost-effective way of communicating and marketing. Before, how would we market before? With either radio, TV, or newspapers, very, very expensive. And so you had to be of a certain type of business to be able to afford that. Now, what this does now, it means that small businesses now have a better chance of survival.
The State Ministry of Science and Technology, in partnership with aniwura.com, will be creating service centers in all local government areas in the state to help not-so-literate SME owners transact their businesses online. The state will also provide internet access to remote areas to ease online transactions. The business model for aniwura.com is based on 3 platforms: business-to-business, government-to-business interaction, online and offline.
Take Lagos State, for example. If I have a business, I'm coming from England, I want to set up business in Lagos. How do I come about it? How do I go about it? Do I have to contact the commissioner before I do business in Nigeria or in Lagos State? Do I have to know someone before I do business in Lagos State? No. So what we're trying to do is we want to we've come up with a platform that we have government be able to interact with businesses, especially with those businesses that are already, subscribed on our platform, so that they can have avenue to information. They have access to information, especially because we realize that that is basically one of the things we are lacking in Nigeria.
ICT sector will contribute 20% to Nigeria's GDP by 2020. That's according to the National Information Technology Department Agency. Lagos, with a long list of projects in the ICT sector, is on the verge of clinching the position of the smartest city in Africa and ultimately maintaining its status as Nigeria's economic center.
Once government enables ease of doing business, then everything just trickles down there. So when you have Lagos State trying to build create an enabling environment for ICT development in Nigeria, that's in Lagos. That's a very, very good thing, because what they're trying to do as well is how do we bring more people? How do we get more people into the tax bracket or gainfully employed so we can keep generating income and be self-sustaining? That's a good thing. So it means that the next thing you will see is enabling laws as well to enhance digital commerce, digital transactions, digital deployment.
With all its lofty ideas, Lagos State's plan to attract investment and boost GDP will amount to nothing if governance isn't at its best. This realization motivated the government to develop a platform known as Citizens Gate, which is meant to facilitate communication between the government and its residents.
The Citizens Gate platform, it allows Lagosians to voice their concerns, share ideas, make suggestions to the state government. Now, this process allows a better working relationship, so we are really in sync with the citizens of Lagos.
All seems set to catapult Lagos State into Africa's largest ICT-driven economy, but not without tackling existing challenges that present investment opportunities.
There is still some level of illiteracy, right? So even though these are challenges, these are opportunities for people who can build solutions that could bridge or address the illiteracy problem.
A lot of the startups that we've seen that are making a headway, the Andelas, the Rocos, the Pagas, the Congas, the Jumias, have all had foreign money come in to help them establish their business, which is good, but it's important that we then have the local ecosystem then supporting the startups, because that way we can create a lot more people who are having the opportunity to have a go. And without that local system and support system, which should be private but at the same time should be government funded, then we will continue to struggle to produce the experimentation that we require to then find the really key solutions.
As ICT evolves, so will businesses, lifestyle, and even intellect. Is the state ready? Or better still, are investors ready to tap into this huge market of possibilities?
Lagos is a very interesting place. We have very unique demographics. We have a lot of a budding generation of young people. Africa has an estimated 200 million youth between the ages of 15 and 24, and I believe a huge chunk of that are in Lagos. So if we can get the youth to delve into ICT, then there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things they can do for themselves.
Lagos probably has one of the best infrastructure in terms of power, in terms of communications, and so you see this is where in Victoria Island, for instance, I can actually walk around Victoria Island without my wallet, without my debit card, and I can do transactions. I can pay people instantly because that infrastructure is there.
The investors themselves need to be entrepreneurial to be able to think outside the box about where they can key in. In any form of project, there is a value-added process, and that's where investors come up. So there are opportunities for investment.
Now imagine an economy without borders. Imagine a market with over 20 million customers. Imagine seamless interaction in a fast-growing business world driven by ICT. Still imagining? Stop. The destination is Lagos. I'm Onyi Sunday. Thank you so much for watching.